Get that name from the guys in college because it was your favorite thing to give.
Let's try that again.
Oh, wonderful. Are you ready?
Happy. I can't figure out how to change it. I don't know what the fuck to do.
I'd say log into zoom.com with your whatever email you log in with and change it there.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
This will probably be a short show. I don't know how I'm going to. No, not really. But I don't know how that. Plus, you owe me $7. So you can Apple Pay me if you want. No, you didn't. You didn't give me $7. When did you give me $7? How?
Pretty sure last time we hung out, or last time you bitched about this.
No, I haven't talked about it in forever. I couldn't even renew the league till last month. Anyway, we could talk about it on the podcast.
We are on the podcast.
Well, we haven't really started yet, but welcome to the usual Saints. As Jeremy wants me to just jump into the podcast, so here we go. Jeremy, how you doing?
Great. You?
I do have other things to do. I do have work and things, and I'm always afraid that they're going to call. So that's why my work phone here. Oh, hey guys, don't call me. Thanks. What are you looking for? You're supposed to be fucking ready. You know, you're not a professional. You are the furthest thing from a professional that I know.
Fuck you.
Promises.
So, let's get the elephant out of the way right away. So you're
still on the camera.
What?
You're still on the camera.
Anyway, so you set up an interview for later this week, right?
Correct. So so this is going to be confusing to you though, because I'm going to flip-flop because she has a show on August 5th. So this podcast will be coming out the week after on August 8th. So anything Jeremy just said may confuse people, but if you listen to last week's episode with Harley Helsing, then you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, that one. So we're recording this first. Okay, so who cares? But so Vinny, I can't be there. You sent out a picture of the person we're going to be interviewing, and he's like, "Oh, it's at 8, right?" That shit's funny.
Yeah, you know, I know how to get Jeremy or Vinny. Oh, not so much you, but you know, you show up for interviews sometimes. But Vinny, you set a goal for him. You know, send a picture of a hot girl, and he'll be like, "Hey, so what time? Make sure I be there 10 minutes early. Should I wear a suit and tie? What should I do?"
Yeah, pretty much.
I actually
do more research for that one than any other interview.
I actually played kickball with her. That's how I met her. So,
all right, yeah, I noticed it was Orlando events and stuff.
Yeah, I've been to one of her burlesque shows. So that was fun. That was a few years ago. That was 2019 before I stopped working in Orlando. So,
understandable.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a drive.
So, I mean, I liked it. I just didn't like the company I worked for. And you see that even now recently. I mean, we could talk about it. And by the time this comes out, it'll be 2 weeks ago that it happened. But did you see that article about that journalist that was up in, I think, Rochester, New York? And she was with a photographer. So that's good. But 2 guys walked behind her live shot. She was about to go live, about a minute from going live or whatever. And one of them said something, and they walked by, and she said, "Oh, hi, thanks," and you know, to kind of get rid of them, right? But these guys walk by, and one of them goes like something to the effect of, "Damn, you look nice," or something like that. And okay, you know, whatever. I know women have to deal with that. Any woman really, but you know, especially news anchors and things like that, you know, they're all glamorous or whatnot. So she's like, "Okay, thanks, you know, thanks for that." And then this one guy basically just like starts talking like really like vulgar. You know, I'm a vulgar guy myself, but I don't do that to women. So he's like saying, you know, "Oh, she's fine as shit." I think he said something about like wanting to fuck her, or but you know, fine as shit, that kind of stuff. And he wouldn't stop. So there's these 2 guys, and I don't know, they're off camera, so you can't tell. You can't tell if one's like kind of egging the other on or trying to get him away, you know, from the situation. But she signals her, she goes like this, she signals her photog to get a wider shot, and I guess he knows what that meant. And so, I mean, I know from my personal experience that reporters have to deal with this kind of shit, depending on where you are, but it's just crazy. And so my whole point to this is, nowadays with the company I used to work for, I'll say it was Spectrum. I was a photographer, but they are switching from hiring photographers to work with reporters to hiring multimedia journalists. And what that means is, I know we've talked about it before, but what that means is that's a person who does everything on their own. They shoot,
Yeah,
they
put it on a
write,
tripod.
yeah. So you're hiring an MMJ at a lower price than a photographer, which to me is crazy because they're doing more work. But photographers get paid a little bit more usually, at least when they're
Well,
starting off.
and you got people desperate to get their foot in the door.
That's what it is. And so they're hiring these people as MMJs to go out there by themselves. Now, they don't always do live shots by themselves. Most of the time they do, but even if they don't, they're filming out there by themselves. They're being put in danger. I mean, these people that, it could have gone a different way if the photographer wasn't there. You know what I mean? So it just, the industry, man, it's not what it was when I started out in it. And so that bums me out, because I think I would ultimately love to get back into the industry, but if they're just hiring MMJs, I have no interest in being on camera. I'm all about like helping out. Like one time I was the only one on scene, and I did do a voice thing on camera. I would have gone on camera if they asked me to, but I only had my photog uniform on. But I have no interest in being the main person writing the story, all that kind of stuff. But if that's what
Nobody
these
has interest in seeing you either.
but if that's what these big organizations are, trying to do, I mean, that's just, it's a shitty way. It's like downsizing, saving money, it's financial decisions. It's just, but then you put people in these situations where it's dangerous for them. So,
well, I've never been in that industry, obviously, but all my knowledge is either through you guys or movies. But I mean, used to be you'd have a reporter, a photographer, and a producer, right? I mean, you used to have a 3-man team out there doing this job. Now that one person's doing.
I've never had really a producer in the field unless it was like special coverage, like hurricanes or certain like election day, things like that. But most of the time they stay, with the internet and the ability to communicate now, they can stay in the newsroom and you don't have to worry about that. In big markets like New York, I did apply with Spectrum for a truck op position up there. So that's actually a third position. So you have the photographer who does the shooting, you have the reporter, and then you have someone who basically just operates the truck, whether it's for live shots or to help out however they can. So bigger markets where they have, unions or the ability to, have that type of personnel, they still have that. But, I'm hoping eventually it doesn't go all MMJs. I get the appeal of MMJs and I get the need for them. The more people you have to tell a story, great. But at the same time, in my opinion, you shouldn't phase out one position to hire this other one who can't do everything on their own in a safe manner.
Yeah, I mean, the security part, I mean, I can understand the reasoning for, hey, I can get this guy to do it, even if I pay him a couple bucks more than I do a regular reporter. I'm not paying this other guy, I'm still saving $12 an hour plus benefits and everything else. So I understand. Plus, they can hire more reporters and be in more places if they're shooting their own stuff. But I mean, there is a trade-off for, one, if the guy's live on camera and something's happening behind him, there's nobody to move the camera and focus in on a guy or somebody heckling him or approaching him, or, hell, the car caught on fire just out of frame. That reporters now, so you do lose a little bit of your ability to catch any kind of live action, definitely. But then even the security, though, I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's good that there was somebody else there with her. But I mean, goes back to that one in, what was it, South Carolina a couple years ago? Didn't matter, I mean, the guy was intent on hurting them, though. That was a different situation. That wasn't sexual harassment or whatever. That was, he went with the express purpose of shooting them. But just, yeah, that, I mean, the cat call mentality and all that, it's not something I've ever done. That's not my personality. I might appreciate a good looking woman walking down the street, but calling out, stupid shit, and just never saw the appeal. She's not going to turn around. Oh, really? Thanks. I think I have a great ass too. Do you want to go out and go fuck tonight? I mean, that's just not going to happen. I don't know what the need is there. It's just, and like I think a lot of it, like you said, is egging each other on, and you know one guy says something, and the other one has to come on top and top them, and they egg each other on. But it's just stupid mentality in my mind.
This is great. Like I think I'm just gonna let you talk from now on, just like kind of let you go, because that's the first time I ever really heard you say like, "Oh, hey, want to fuck?" That's great. So, so I'll just let you talk a little bit more next time. Yeah, I mean, that day when those two got killed in South Carolina, I think it was WPDE. That freaked me the fuck out. I still had to finish my shift that day, but like I was like on edge all day that day, and I watched all those videos. I told you that. I just felt like I had to. I don't know if I felt like I owed it to the photographer and the reporter who died that day, or if it's my morbid sense of curiosity, or if it's like, how did this guy get the jump on him? Although I know the answer to that, because if you watch like
shot.
Yeah, I'm watching the shot as a photographer. The reporter's talking to the interviewer or the interviewee. The interviewee, in my opinion, had the best angle, but at the same time, depending on what kind of interviewee you are, whether or not you're a total amateur or you're like a press relations person, you're focused on the person interviewing you. You're not necessarily looking behind them.
Well, that and the interviewee, one, there's no recognition of, hey, that guy's, that's my ex coworker. The other two see him. Yeah, there's gonna be some, recognition. Oh shit, what's he doing here? Interviewee just sees a guy walking up, unless he sees the weapon. As far as he knows, it's just a guy walking up on the shot for no reason. He doesn't realize there's a danger there. And even the coworkers might not have realized there's a danger there if they weren't aware of that guy having been fired. I don't remember if the reporter had something to do with that guy being let go or what the deal was, but
I don't think so. And again, anyone who hears this, please understand, I'm not putting any blame on anyone in that situation besides the person who did it. But in those videos that the shooter did post, he did this weird thing where he pointed the gun up and he kind of walks back and forth. It was almost like a really sick like first person shooter game. It's like he was controlling, you know what I mean? And so he's going back and forth, and he would kind of, he pulled it up, he put it down, he put it up. So he had a GoPro or something. And so I definitely don't blame the interview. I'm just saying she had the best angle to be able to see anything. But
right. I forgot he was filming as,
oh yeah,
he filmed his attack.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he filmed his attack. The photographer didn't have any angle on it because he had the shot that they were doing the live interview on.
There was a shooting in New Zealand, I think, couple 2 years ago, where the guy was doing the same thing. He was live streaming. I think he was attacking Jewish people in New Zealand, and he was live streaming it out with a GoPro the entire time. And that's just fucking sick. I mean, shooting innocent people for no reason is sick, but fucking wanting the world to watch it live, that's just fucked up.
I think that was the Christchurch shooting, I believe. I'm not 100%. That sound right?
Yeah,
okay,
sounds right.
It's
a city, not a church, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. I want to move to New Zealand because everything that comes out of there is so much fun. Taika Waititi comes out of there. Are you watching Wellington Paranormal? You would love it. No. You really need to watch it.
It really.
Yeah, it's on HBO. You love comedy. It's on HBO Max or the CW. But if you have HBO Max, just watch it on HBO Max because you don't have to watch commercials. And they're all up there right now.
The wife and I, well, you got it on the list, but the wife and I are excited about Ted Lasso being back.
They're doing the one episode at a time, so
I know, which is fine because I don't sit down and binge watch a lot anyway, but we're excited to watch that one. That was a funny show. I'm glad they finally got it back on the air.
Yeah, it's just weird. Did you watch the first episode of the second season yet?
Yeah, I haven't been able to yet. I've been working since it came out the other night.
Okay, so I sat down and watched it, and I forgot that Apple's release model is one episode at a time. So it ends, and I'm like, all right, episode 2, and there's like, it just goes and plays the credits. So I forgot, and whatever, it's not a big deal. It'll be on, I don't know what day it released it. Friday, Saturday, 23rd. Sunday, the 20. Okay, whatever, so Saturday.
The 23rd was.
Yes. No, it was Friday. Okay, so it'll come out on Fridays. Yeah, it's still good. The first episode's great. It's different, and like I said, I usually don't like that kind of hokey kind of shit like you like, but this is different because you get like a character like Roy Kent who's just cursing up a storm. And he's the bad guy, but then he's not. He's the good guy with the nice underbelly,
You're just watching
so,
for whatever her name is. I
who?
don't
Which
fucking
one?
know her name on the show.
Juno Temple, his
The
girlfriend.
girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah, she's hot. Keely Hazel was actually on that too. She used to be a model for what magazine? She's still a model, but she used to be a big time model for a different for a magazine
Keely
that I
Hazel.
saw all the
Who'd
time.
she play?
She played. Remember the auction scene?
Yeah. Oh,
And
the
the girlfriend of the
okay.
old guy. Yeah, the former
Yeah.
owner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just a great all around show, and I like the performance of the former what's him athletic. Not trainer. What does he do? He picked up after him, and now he's a coach. I forget the character's
What's
name.
the hell's name? Ned?
Maybe.
Ned?
and
Yeah,
Coach Beard, obviously. Those the three of them. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously Jason Sudeikis is Jason Sudeikis, and he's great. But I mean, I think everyone on that show is just really
I mean, the
awesome.
bar scenes are hilarious to me. They're
Yeah.
awesome. And then the sniveling assistant. I mean, come on, that guy's awesome too.
Yeah, even the new owner, I don't think I could have dealt with her as like the villainous woman the entire season. So when she came around, it was kind of a nice character change.
Yeah,
so.
I was trying to describe it to someone the other day because I'm like, yeah, man, have you watched Ted Lasso? No, I mean it's like on Apple Plus. She's like, what is it? I'm like, well, it's pretty much the plot of Major League, just somewhat different. He's, oh, okay. Right. I don't know how else to explain it. It's
No, it's pretty accurate, with football, European football, anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, that was on the list because I forgot that returned. Another thing, assuming we're done with Ted Lasso, that we haven't talked about, and you got me into it 20 years ago.
I'm behind.
You're behind. How far behind
Yes.
are you behind on Big Brother?
Probably like a week.
A week? Did you see the first eviction?
Yes, we saw the first one. We saw the nominations for the second one. I think we even saw the veto for the second one. I don't think we've seen the eviction yet. So I guess maybe not a week Thursday I'll be behind. So yeah, I'm only an episode or two behind.
You're 2 episodes behind, but you don't know who's nominated this week or who's the new HOH is.
Or who got evicted last week. That's right.
So this is where I'm not supposed to tell you Kaser got evicted?
Fuck you.
Jeremy still brings that up to this day. Yeah. But what do you think? What do you think of this season so far?
They've done this team thing before when they had the returning players. I mean, if you don't give them, hey, you're going to be in teams the whole season, there's really no incentive to make that team your team because they know at some point it's going to go back to being individual players. So there's still a lot more cross team, it's the team stuff isn't as big a deal. Yeah, you get safe if one of your teammates is there, but it's just so far to me it hasn't added much to the show. The extra competition is all right. I mean, the first one obviously, you're safe if you win. Cool. The second one, you're safe if you switch teams. Then you're just alienating people. You got to piss somebody off by kicking them off a team. That one, there was a lot of downside to that one that the first one didn't have. It wasn't hey, here's a reward. It was, hey, yeah, it's kind of a reward, but you got to put your game on the line to do it. So,
do you want me to tell you what the wild card reward is this week, or would that spoil something for you? I can tell you okay.
Yeah, what's the reward?
So the reward, the so-called reward, whatever you want to call it, is you can get safety, but if you accept safety, 2 people, one person from the 2 other teams that are playing in the challenge, randomly selected, gets safety as well.
I mean, that one's not horrible. I mean, yeah, it could screw up the HOH's job, and it could put your rest of your team at risk depending on how many people are on the other 2 teams. If there's there's only 2 people left on one of the teams, guess what? One of those 2 is going on the block. Okay, and then does the HOH, or well, I guess not going on the block, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, it limits,
choices.
like you said, it limits the choices. I don't want to spoil anything. It does limit the choices, and you'll see that when you watch this week's episode. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. You don't, but at the same time, I feel like putting them on teams right from the get-go is like putting people on an alliance in Survivor. Yeah, it doesn't beholden you to them, but at the same time, it's people you probably grow closest to. Besides, obvious other things. I mean, this isn't spoiling anything. I don't know if it's something you've seen already, but I know Derek X and what's the girl's name? The woman, her mom's like South African, and her dad. You know what I'm
I know who
talking
you're
about?
talking about, but I don't know.
I should pull it up.
The
But
one whose
her
grandfather had 67 wives or whatever.
is that what it was? Not Asa. No, not Asa. Asa, not her. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to. But those two are like in some kind of flirtation kind of thing. But so you can go across. I got her. Hannah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She looks kind of like I don't want to say Asian, but not like Asian, like a browner skin. Then what's the word I'm looking for, Jeremy? I mean, I know you're not in my head, but no, but her mom.
I'm letting you dig this hole on your own.
No, but her parents. I'm gonna see. Does it give me a bio? Let's see. It doesn't give me a bio. She's a grad student. She was in Chicago. Oh, here you go. Her parents are from South Africa and India. That's what I was trying to find. Okay, so India, Indian. Okay, so I knew I was trying to go somewhere, but so her and Derek X have this little flirtation kind of thing, but still, you're going to stick with your teammate most likely. I think the whole them upping the prize money to $750,000. I'm like, come on, guys, can't you just make it the million by now? Come on, I know you put a lot of money into production, but let's go, CBS. You make billions of dollars.
Well. So the other thing that's different about the teams is, like you said, Survivor, you're on a team to begin with, but you compete as a team. Mm-hmm. In this, it's still individuals competing, but your team gets safety and don't interact as teams on Survivor. You're in two separate beaches. Now, if you were, locked in two separate parts of the house and just competed, maybe that's, right. Okay, that's a little bit more on par, but because of the social game, you're still all together. They're not even, I thought maybe the teams would have to, other than the have-nots, I thought the teams would have to room together maybe, but that hasn't been the case.
Yes.
But I don't know. There's other ways to make it more interesting. I'm glad they got rid of the reward challenges. I mean, that was, in my mind, like having to win the pool for the summer or whatever. That shit was stupid, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, do you I know they still do slop and they still mention it, but they don't make as big a deal about it as they used to. Remember, like it used to be the thing, the big slop reveal and all that kind of stuff. But they don't do that kind of thing anymore, I don't think.
I mean, they had have-nots. Now the room is the big thing. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, is it though? I mean, I'll sleep on a jet ski. Who cares?
Now, the thing I always wondered is, I know they had trouble years ago with people flying planes over or tossing. I think somebody was tossing tennis balls in. And I mean, I'm sure it could be lighting. It does look like they're still outside when they're in the backyard. I wonder how they handled that now. I know they used to just tell them to go inside, but because people would be screaming over the walls, "Hey, so and so stabbing you in the back," or So I don't know how they handled that.
It is on a studio lot, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe they built more around it, so like no, the walls maybe are further away. You still can't prevent an airplane from flying over you. It's not like you can call the FFA and get no fly zone. I mean, I guess you could try, but I don't know.
I don't know if they put a roof on it, and that's just lighting now. I mean, it could all be inside now.
No, I mean, you can tell from like even it is just the shots they show between like the shot of the camera and the time lapse. You see the sun clearly moving. So, changing position, but that could be something they record ahead of time. But I feel like they're in the sun, like actual sunlight. So I don't think this is a Truman Show kind of thing. I feel like the sun's actually there. So since we haven't discussed it and we're both men and I think we both find females attractive. Sorry guys. But what females are your favorites in this house? I guess based on looks or personality, if you had to pick both,
See, now I'm gonna have to look up.
I got him right in front of me.
Yeah, well, unless you want to put them up on screen, I gotta look it up.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Sorry, I can share. I mean, CBS won't care, I don't think. Let's see. How do I do this? Share. There we go.
Well, see, I was thinking of Alyssa when you were talking about Hannah. So that okay. Now I see which one you're talking about.
There you go. It's in front of you.
All right. Not gonna tell me who's kicked out yet, right?
I don't think it does. If it doesn't, I didn't spoil it.
Who do I like?
Who would you say is like the cutest or your favorite, or if you weren't married and not a shy introverted person, who would you want to date, kind of thing?
I mean, Alyssa's obvious. Alyssa's hot. I like Sarah Beth's personality, the quirkiness. It's kind of cool. She's, kind of would seem the most. I mean, the blonde is whatever her name is.
Which one, Claire or Whitney?
No, Whitney. Okay. Whitney seems high maintenance. Claire, I think, was Claire bisexual or is she only a lesbian?
I don't remember, but Claire's like, not that it matters. I mean, for you, maybe, I don't know. Claire is 6 feet tall. Whitney's like 4 feet tall. So that might play into your decisions. I don't know. Yeah, I see Whitney walking around.
Whitney seems real high maintenance.
All right.
But yeah, probably Alyssa just on looks and Sarah Beth on personality probably would be my two. What about you?
See, I think Sarah Beth for me all around, like she's my number one. And I'd say Hannah, my number two. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not too big into the blondes, and Alyssa, man, and Asa. Julie keeps calling her Asa. I think it's Asa, but whatever. And Tiffany, not my cup of tea, but whatever. To each his own. Yeah. What about? I wanted your opinion on Derek F. So, how far do you think he can get into the show? I mean, he's a big guy. He likes to say he's athletic. I saw a video of him doing burpees, but I mean, I don't know. I just like
my thing for him is, do you think he's going to keep it a secret that he's his dad is Joe Frazier?
I think so. I mean, unless he gets really close with people, because I think people will think, oh, he must have a lot of money. Meanwhile, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure Joe Frazier did not die. He's dead, right? Did not die a millionaire. So it was different back then. Boxing wasn't, Floyd Mayweather getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars for each fight. So I don't think he has any money. I like the guy. I like the guy as a person. I like him as a player. I just don't know how realistic it is. I mean, when they get around to a OTEV challenge, like I don't see him, if he's still around, performing, well in that challenge and that type of challenge. Yeah, I mean, that's rough. I mean, even for me, I'm not athletic in that sense. I feel like me finding things would be fine. Climbing off the rope wouldn't be so bad. It's just slipping down and that kind of stuff. Like I've done a lot of obstacle races, and so when I try to, they have a curved wall. You have to run up, grab a rope, and pull yourself up. They don't have really knots, and they have like one knot. But like other than that, you try to pull yourself up. I don't have the upper body strength, and maybe Derek does. So, but I don't, so I can't pull myself up.
I mean, I think specifically OTEV, it's more about using the rope to allow yourself to walk up the wall. More than to pull yourself up the wall. It's for stabilization more than pulling.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, yeah. Go ahead.
I was surprised how many of them decided to lie about what they did in the show or in life on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, what? There's Xavier. He's a lawyer, right? Travis is like some kind of millionaire from doing companies, I think, right? Or something like that. He made a company that he retired off of or something. But hey, listen, if you sell a company, you're probably at least 100,000 there, if not he went to Hawaii, man. Come on.
Sarah Beth is lying about being a scientist, right?
Yeah, I think that's more of like and that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why is she lying about that? Besides the fact that she works for like, the government, but it's a state job, it's not anything spectacular.
I think it's more of an intelligence thing that she doesn't want them thinking that she, on the more
smart
mental challenges that she'll have a better memory and all that.
Right. Yeah. All right. Oh, but you saw the veto.
Least favorite player?
Out of everyone? Shit. I mean, I probably go with Brittany. It's just, I mean, you saw the veto last week, you said, right?
I think so.
It was a suntan veto, suntan lotion. Okay.
when she fell.
So yeah, I mean, whatever. She likes to say she's so athletic and everything. She does whatever. She's a braggart. But then when she's on the block and she's crying, listen, I get emotions can run high. If I was in the house, I'm sure I might not take it the best. But at the same time, like, you can't cry over being nominated. It's a game. But like I said, I can't fault someone. I don't know how I would react in that situation.
Well, that might be part of her game.
Maybe. I feel like it's legitimately like her, though. I feel like she's too young. Like, I think she just graduated like as valedictorian, right? And she's like,
I think she tried to say she was like a 2 or 3-time world champion or something, and whatever she does.
Yeah,
that's what
like
it said.
Karate or whatever.
Click on the picture.
Click on the picture.
Let's see what the bio says.
Oh, so she's from Niagara Falls, so I'm gonna go visit up there. Karate, softball, tennis, blah blah blah. Favorite duos: Paul and Victor. Devon and Bailey, nah.
Not a fan.
Derek and Cody, there you go. Whatever. Tyler, she picked Tyler twice.
Playing Mario Kart.
I mean, I'll give her points for that, but oh no, delete points for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. Who's your favorite, least favorite player, since you asked me?
Just personality wise.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, I don't love her personality. I don't like her crying,
Frenchie going, just losing his mind. I mean, it's just, what the fuck, dude? Don't they do a psych eval on these people? I mean, this is fucking crazy.
Apparently not. He's obviously bipolar.
making me think back to the first couple seasons where, the guy was holding a knife to a girl's throat and shit. And so they had to pull him out of the house.
Yeah, I never saw that. You told me to start watching a few seasons in. I think I caught it like 3 or 4. But I started watching season 1 on CBS All Access, which is now Paramount Plus. But it's so hard to get through because it's literally like every night of the week. So it's like 5 episodes a week, and it's rough.
I think it's down to 3, but I think it used to be more nights a week.
Yeah, it's rough to try to watch that, and I still haven't finished the first season. I'm trying, but
that's all right. What are you gonna do?
All right, let's get off Big Brother. Let me stop screen sharing. What else we got to talk about? What else is on my list, Jeremy? Oh, well, I guess we could talk about Jackie Mason dying, although, of course, by the time this comes out, it'll be 2 weeks after. But did you know Jackie Mason at all?
I'm thinking Caddyshack 2.
Yes. Because I think I saw Caddyshack 2. I'm not sure I ever saw Caddyshack 1. So, like, my memory of Caddyshack is more, but my memory of Caddyshack is more Jackie Mason than Rodney Dangerfield. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different movie. It's not, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's, it's,
I didn't know
the first one's just such a classic.
Yeah.
With, Bill Murray, he steals the movie, but
yeah. I didn't know Jackie Mason was actually a rabbi before he became a comedian. I guess it's not so shocking with his whole Jewish persona. Not that it's a persona, it's him. But I mean, the way he talked and everything, like if you think of like a rabbi, like I could immediately pill him up in my head, without, so, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of his, but I think he was the biggest recent death that I could think of. So I put him on the list. But I mean, besides Caddyshack 2,
I pay more attention to those just because I know you're going to want to talk about them. You got something about death.
Why do you hate that I talk about death? I
don't hate it. It's just an observation. Death and being a Chad, I can always count on you.
Listen, I could talk about that all day because I get results. I'm trying to pull up his IMDb, see if he was in anything else I would recognize him from.
Do you have a Chad moment of the week while you're looking?
Nah, can't think of anything. I mean, I was at Popeyes today, and the service was absolutely horrible. I'm not going.
Well, Popeyes, you have to expect the service to be horrible.
I
went into a Popeyes once. It was me and my kid and his friend. So there's 3 of us. We were the only people in the lobby. There were no cars in the drive-thru. there were 12 employees, and it still took us half an hour to get our food. I mean, it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Why?
Is
Why
this
is it like
possible?
that? Why is
I
it
don't
okay? Why
know.
is it like that?
I don't know. And how do they not go and hire somebody from Chick-fil-A and say, hey, how the fuck do you get these people through the drive-through in 45 seconds? And it takes us half an hour. What the fuck are we doing wrong? I mean,
They
go
need to.
hire someone.
That's what
Get
I'm
an
saying.
efficiency
They
expert. Your
they
fucking business. What the fuck?
they need to poach the people from Chick-fil-A and pay them more and say, come over here, help me figure out what's going on. I mean, literally, I get there
It's
at
got to be a
12.
corporate. It's got to be corporate because every Popeyes is that way. I don't care where it is. If you go in, you're waiting fucking forever for your food. It's good, but you're fucking waiting.
You think it's in the training video, like, make sure you take as long as possible to prepare the people's food. They love it.
I mean, honestly, no, just from a pure efficiency standpoint, none of the fast food places can touch Chick-fil-A. They're not even close. I mean, I remember I worked at McDonald's when we were in high school, and the goal was to have them out of the drive-through in, I think it was 90 seconds at the time, from order to getting their food and leaving. I mean, I don't know the last time you went to a McDonald's, but if you're not in the drive-through for 7, 8, 9 minutes, it's a miracle. It fucking takes forever. What the fuck?
I hate McDonald's food, so I only go there when Sophie wants me to. But the one down here, the one close to my house, isn't so bad actually. I order in the app and I just pull up to the speaker, and as long as it's not like lunch hour or something, I can usually get in and out in probably 2-3 minutes, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing. All those companies need to call Chick-fil-A and find out who made their app, because theirs works a shit ton better than Domino's isn't bad. Domino's app works pretty well for what it is. Damn, man. That's like McDonald's app. I ordered food one night in Orlando. We were staying in a hotel. We got back late, so I'm like, oh, I'll just go to the McDonald's down the iDrive and get some food. Ordered food, sitting in the drive-through for 15 minutes before I even get up to the speaker. Oh yeah, the app stops working at 9 p.m. So you'll have to reorder, and I can't give you any of the specials you had on your order because we can't do those since it's not through the app. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? What the fuck is the use of having this app then?
There is no use.
Sons of bitches.
Back to Jackie Mason. There's nothing that I would say we would know him from. I guess he had his own show in 1992, which I vaguely remember. It looks like it only lasted a season, like a talk show kind of thing, maybe, or I don't know. I remember he was on 30 Rock, but I stopped watching 30 Rock. So
yeah.
Beyond that, I mean, he was in like a few Mel Brooks movies. He was in The Jerk, but I've only seen The Jerk once. Don't remember it. And that's right. He played the rabbi on The Simpsons. He was Krusty's dad.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's probably where most people might know him from if they haven't seen Caddyshack too. All right. So R.I.P. Jackie Mason. Let's see. Should I break it up? Yeah, because I want to put a little thing in the middle. Let's take a quick break and we'll put the ads in the middle, and then that way I don't have to start out with ads. I hate when the show starts with ads. So it's just me. Oh. I'm gonna email Original Sin because he was so cool and see if he wants to advertise, but I don't know. Like, he might ask for numbers, and I'm not sure how to gauge those.
Original Sin.
They're the cider company, the ones I throw up.
The one that you were trying to. Yeah. He probably doesn't want you to talk about that anymore.
I know, and I won't if I get paid. But
that might be extortion. Just
no. He sent me the stickers and he reimbursed me. Like, I have nothing but good things to say about the company except for the whole canning technique. So whatever. We're gonna take a quick break. This is me and Jeremy, Mike D and Jeremy. You've been listening to Usual Saints. We'll be right back.
Might have to try that shit one day.
You should. I went to Walking Tree Brewery this weekend. I think it was Friday night. Yeah, because Heather wanted to go to Fujiyama. And I got 2 Crowlers, which is a can of beer. And it's a big can. And I got those with 2 sours that I took home. They were good.
Why? Where is Walking Tree?
Walking Tree is near the Vero Airport. It's Walking Tree Brewery. I enjoy going there.
You said Fujiyama. I'm like, that's nowhere. I didn't realize it was near there, but it's not.
No, Heather wanted a drink at Fujiyama. She got like a rum runner, and she she was pretty messed up off it. She said all the alcohol is at the bottom, so I didn't get a drink there because I didn't want anything that was on their menu and drink wise. And so I was like, I wanted to see what they had at Walking Tree. I hadn't been in a while, so I got some of their sours. That's the first time I ever got them canned or whatever you want to say it. Brought it home. Tasted just as good as being there. So it's good times.
Did you get
Welcome
the
back to
filet
Usual
and lobster?
Saints. No, I got filet and shrimp. Oh
Oh,
wait, no,
really?
I didn't get
Somebody
filet and
else
shrimp.
wasn't paying for it.
I just got filet, which
No.
was somehow more than filet and shrimp. I don't know how that
Weird.
works. Yes.
I always get the steak and salmon. Their salmon's really good.
Never had
Anyway.
salmon.
Moving on.
I don't know what
Welcome
salmon
back.
tastes like. I said welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Usual Saints. I'm Mike D here
Welcome
with Jeremy and Saints in the Bering Sea, and Vinny's just not here.
There's no hot chick here this week, so Vinny's not here.
Let's say last week he will be here.
That's right. Last week. That makes sense.
Last week he will be here. Let's see.
That's right.
We can run through a few more things. I don't know. Did you see? Well, I guess Aaron Rodgers. I didn't read the deal. He's staying with the Packers for a year. Is that right? You know anything about that?
I don't. It's whatever. I don't care.
I mean, it's good for my fantasy football, so it gives me one. I know I could pick him. But
the story that to me is, what's his name, Deshaun Watson. There's actually teams trying to trade for him or willing to trade for him. I don't see that guy playing this year. Unless, there was a lot of women. There was even more women accusing him than Cuomo. So I can't imagine they all just went away.
Jeremy,
what?
Your anti-Democrat bias.
It's not anti-Democrat. It's anti a guy who was sexually harassing people.
Allegedly, purportedly.
Okay, sure.
I know you're not a horror guy, so I don't even know. I guess we'll skip the Exorcist trilogy.
Yeah,
maybe when Vinny comes here. I'm excited. It's going to bring back the star of the original movie, Ellen Burstyn, as her character, Chris McNeil. So I'm interested. Universal's sinking $400 million into it with the director of the director of the latest Halloween trilogy, David Gordon Green, who actually is more known for doing shows like Eastbound and Down and Vice Principals with Danny McBride.
Man, remember when spending $100 million on a movie was unheard of?
I'm watching.
Why would you spend that much?
I just watched all of the second season of The Movies That Made Us.
Oh, yeah?
On Netflix. So they had
a second season now?
Yeah. They had Pretty Woman. So I actually had to watch Pretty Woman.
Okay. Oh, you never saw it?
I never saw it. Yeah, it's good. Whatever. What else do they have? They had a few other not the usual suspects, but usual suspects. Let's see if I can figure it out. Movies That Made Us, second season.
We watched we watched the one on Dirty Dancing. I don't know that I've watched any of the others yet.
Oh, it's a good series. I like it. I'm even watching.
Dirty Dancing one was entertaining as hell.
I'm even watching the Toys That Made Us.
I watched the G.I. Joe one, I think. So far.
I'm watching them all just because they're so entertaining. They're so well done. I just watched My Little Pony. I'm not a big My Little Pony fan. I'm watching Star Trek. I really had no interest in that. I'm going to watch the Barbie one because I never watched that, but I'm going to watch them all.
There was there's something I watched on Netflix that I thought you might like. I gotta look back and find out what it is. It was entertaining. Yes. It was an episode show.
Yeah, the Alzheimer's is kicking in. I can tell you what episodes of season 2 of the Movies That Made Us: Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, and Forrest Gump, and Pretty Woman.
Oh yeah, that's a great second season. Yeah.
Yes, right. So I found out a lot of good information. Me being a movie guy and liking behind the scenes stories, like finding out all the history of Forrest Gump and Jurassic Park's pretty easy and everyone kind of knows that one. But Back to the Future, everyone knows the Eric Stoltz thing, but there's a few more interesting facts in there. So it's always cool to hear it from people. And I like when the directors are on, but it's very rare that the directors are on. Even the stars, like they got Sam Neill for Jurassic Park, but beyond that, you're not getting Spielberg for the series or anything like that. But it's nice to hear from the other people. And so I enjoyed that. I highly recommend that.
Yeah, all right. I'll have to watch some of them when I'm Bored.
When you're bored, why can't
Yeah,
you just
I
sit
got
down
other
and
shit
watch
to
it?
watch. I'm behind on shit. Been
Me, well,
working too
no,
much.
I'm pretty caught up. I'm started getting deep into Clone Wars, Star Wars: The
Well,
Clone Wars, the animated
you
series.
fucking fucked up your shoulder for 3 months. Yeah, you're caught up. The fuck?
Yeah, but I mean, even. So I'm watching The Toys That Made Us. And I'm gonna I'm gonna start the Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and then I'm gonna watch Star Wars Rebels, and probably the other Clone Wars series, which isn't officially canon, but it's supposed to be pretty well done. So I'll watch those. What about Michael B. Jordan playing the new Superman, Black Superman, who I guess is in the comics? He's from Earth 2. His name is Val Zod. So there's going to be an HBO Max series that right now it hasn't been confirmed that he's cast in it, but he is definitely producing and bringing it to HBO Max. You know Michael B. Jordan? He's Killmonger
I do know
and
who
Black
he is,
Panther,
yeah.
obviously. Okay. What do you think about
Oh,
that?
the show I was watching on Netflix was Heist. It was pretty good.
Don't know that one.
It's a series about some following people who like the best or not the best in different heists. Like the first 2 episodes were about this girl who robbed a casino, and it's a true story. It has her in there telling the story, so it's pretty cool. You might like it. But Michael B. Jordan, I don't know the character.
Yeah.
Has all Superman's power. I'm not a huge Superman fan. There isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman, yeah, it's just a guy in a suit, but that means he can, get his ass kicked. Superman, oh, he's allergic to rocks. I mean, what the fuck? It's like, the star football player that has a peanut allergy. I mean, what the fuck?
Well, if you have those rocks, you can kick his ass.
Sometimes. Sometimes, apparently not all the time, according to the movies, but sometimes.
We'll see what happens with that. I'm interested in checking it out when it comes out. Did you finish? Did you watch Loki?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
Kid was telling me that I need to watch it because it's gonna affect the movies a lot.
Oh, totally. It's leading right into them. Yeah, so, it's very awesome. So I really liked Loki. Yeah, it's only 6 episodes. So
okay.
Let's see. Did you watch that video of that weird guy? I think it was in Las Vegas on the Ring doorbell. Did you watch the video?
I didn't watch the video. I saw the article, but I didn't watch it. He looked creepy.
Let me see if I can pull it up. It's in our messenger. Yeah, so like I watched it in bed because that's where I was when I sent you guys the link, and so I wasn't trying to put it too loud because Heather was asleep.
Think of us in bed.
So funny. I was trying not to.
Not joking.
I don't. You can be rest assured that I am not thinking about you in bed, Jeremy. But I was trying. Oh, here it is. I was trying to look at this and listen to it, but it was hard for me to do because I didn't want to wake Heather up. I'm pulling it up now. I'm a very considerate guy. You just don't know it.
That's not what I've seen in my experience.
Not what you've seen. What does that even mean?
You being considerate, not so much.
All right, here we go. Let's see. My browser's like really slow for some reason, so let's see if I can get it to start. Come on, motherfucker. This is from 2fab.com. I want to make sure I give them a shout out so I don't get sued or anything. I don't know. It's on YouTube, but the guy posted it on Ring, the homeowner, I think. Let's see. All right. Let me know if you hear it. If it ever starts.
I don't hear anything yet.
Yeah, it hasn't played yet, motherfucker.
Oh, okay. My bad.
It's probably going to play me an ad first or something. Let me mute that shit. You can shut that rat up, Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I don't hear any audio yet.
Not yet. You hear it?
No.
You don't hear it?
I do not.
It says it's sharing audio. No, it says it's sharing audio.
No, do you have the YouTube video muted because of the ads?
No, I'm listening to it right now.
No. I do not.
Do you see it moving?
I do.
Okay,
Yep,
I'm
you
gonna
just
mute
push the button.
myself.
I don't hear anything. Technical difficulties. I don't even hear you anymore.
Why can't you invest in a real computer?
I have a computer.
You have a
You're the
Chromebook.
one that's having trouble sending the audio out. Don't give me shit.
No, it's working fine. Thank you. Oh,
It's
okay.
not sharing for some reason.
Zoom, Chrome. Okay, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I can share the back audio. All right, sharing is paused. Bring your shared window to the front. All right, let's try this one more fucking time. Let me know if you hear anything.
Yeah. I think.
Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions.
This guy's so creepy.
Are you sure? What? Are you sure?
He's mentally ill. It's kind
I
of
just
sad,
rang your
actually,
doorbell because I have a couple questions for you.
because he's not talking to anyone.
Are you positive?
The woman at this point is hiding in her house.
Are
He
you
hasn't
sure?
seen her.
I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? Are you
He's
absolutely
trying to open the door. You see him reaching for the handle. He's
Yeah.
gonna walk away.
sure?
So who are you?
What? Yeah? Are you sure?
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about taking you off. Yeah, can you hear me? What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm gonna rape her and kill her. Do you have her open the door? I'm gonna rape and kill the girl that's on the other side of this door when she lets me in. I want to rape her and kill her because I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm gonna knock on her door again. All right.
So, I mean, what do you think about that, Jeremy?
What the fuck? So what's the follow-up? Did they arrest him?
So let's see. I have the article. I just gotta get out of this. Come on, browser. Why the fuck you doing this to me? So that was kind of creepy, though. Let's
little bit.
let me see if I can pause this. So let's see. She was home alone. He was arrested on charges of stalking, coercion, and obstructing a police officer. He was arrested in downtown Las Vegas after someone recognized his photo on social media.
What the fuck, dude?
Right? I mean, and that guy, I mean, listen, and it's sad too. Like I said, I mean, the guy, creepy as fuck, needs to go to jail, but he also needs like mental help because, like I said in the article, it says that the woman didn't know who it was. She was hiding. She didn't reveal herself, never talked to the guy. And this guy's like talking to someone saying, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" You know, and so
Yeah, that was a little weird.
and so that was like the creepiest thing I've seen all week. And you know, he tells the husband on the camera, "Yeah, you know, I want her to come to the doors because I'm going to rape and kill her. I have a knife and a gun." And a gun.
Yeah, a little weird.
Yeah. How would you feel if they showed up on your Ring doorbell? This guy.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do there. I mean, that's there's nothing you can do to help that. You
Right.
just hope that the husband's close enough that when he calls 911, it calls the cops he needs them to call.
Right.
Fuck.
So I mean, that's a creepy piece of audio and video. I I suggest people search it out. I mean, the guy is in jail, but it kind of makes you. I mean, Ring is an amazing invention. And it's not the only one. There's, Nest and all that kind of stuff, but we have Ring at our house. And, just the notification. Yeah, it gets annoying sometimes. My dog outside because I have the cameras out back too. And so it goes off a lot, but I can turn it off, but then I forget to turn it back on. So I just leave it on and get the notifications. But I mean, the ability to have that sense of security is just an amazing thing. Technology. I love technology. I don't care what people say.
We had one at the old house. We haven't put one in here yet.
What? You think that gate's protecting you, man? Nah, man, you need to get some rings.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't really want to talk too much about it, even though it's on the list. I just want to get your thoughts on it. So, like, I don't know if you watched the video. So in New Jersey, in the same town, did you see that video a few weeks ago where this white guy goes up to this black guy at the black guy's house and like starts calling him N-word and all these things? And then he like basically dared the internet to show up and at his house. The white guy did. And like an entire crowd, a mob of people showed up at this guy's house, and the guy wound up getting arrested for it. For whatever the police decided to charge him with, probably for his own safety, but also because he did what he did on video. I mean, these people are just becoming more emboldened, and I'm not sure if it's a Trump mentality, because I feel like they have been more emboldened. It's not a political thing, that people have become more emboldened since Trump gained the notoriety he did in 2015, 2016. And so this woman at a hotel, a Super 8 in New Jersey, there's a black guy behind the counter. She's clearly drunk, but she just starts calling him like N-words. She's calling him other things, bunch of stuff. And she sees she's being recorded. She's knocking stuff off the camera. She picks up some water bowl, throws it at him, and she wound up getting arrested. So, I mean, what do you think about these people who just feel like this is okay to do? This is the 21st century. I feel like we should be past this.
Yeah. Racism isn't okay, no matter what it is. The whole I'm drunk excuse doesn't really work for me. Don't really know why, people feel the need to scream at other people like this. I don't know if it's mental illness or what, because a normal person doesn't have these thoughts or, actions towards other people. At least in my mind, you shouldn't be having them.
So that's not a normal occurrence for you. Like on a Friday night, you don't go out, get tanked, and go like to a store and start dropping N-bombs or anything else. No. It's not one of your favorite pastimes. Not anymore. I mean, I got the video here. I mean, let's play it just so you can get an idea if I can get it pulled up. I'm always a fan of adding N-words to the show. That sounded bad. That sounded like.
Oh no, that's the drop for the week. That's our cold open right there.
Oh, let's see if I can figure this out. Oh, that's funny. All right, let's see. Loop back, Chrome, share sound. Let me know if you hear the sound when I get it popped up. You ready?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Black man. Look, you nigger, give me a call, black man. Give me a call. I'll give you $300, black man. Black nigger, give me a call, black man. No one fucking wants to look at you. Come on, black man. Come on, black man. Come on, nigger. Wow. Look. You know what your name is? Nigger. Nigger. Look. Nigger. Good luck, Vivian. Good luck to you fucking mom.
Is up in like New York, New Jersey, where you want to go live, right?
It's New Jersey. It's Mount Laurel, New Jersey. So I mean,
close enough.
So what do you think seeing the video now? And by the way, that's from a website, theroot.com, or
she's
the Root.
Drunk off her ass, but
oh yeah, totally.
I mean, obviously, even being drunk, it's not an excuse for, obviously you have those thoughts and that inclination, if that's what comes out when you get drunk.
Yeah, I mean, there's no excuse for it. I mean, the woman, she was arrested for, you know, whatever the charges they could charge her with. When they couldn't charge her with a hate crime because apparently the town doesn't have a hate crime. They charged her with whatever they could charge her with. In that
throwing
sort of
the
vein.
signs and the water bottles and everything. Yeah, they can get her for some destruction of property, maybe even assault.
Right. I saw you texting me. You want to take a break? Do you want to cover? You still want to do everything else that's on the list, like on a third spot, or do you want to end the show for the week?
No, we can do another 10, 15 minutes afterwards. I got to go help the wife with something real quick.
Ugh.
I'll be right back.
Ugh.
What
Whatever.
Fuck, man?
You've been listening to the Usual Saints and fucking
You're
pussy with
considerate,
Jeremy.
right? That's what you're saying. You were considerate.
Now when it comes to
Needs help
Christine.
carrying something in from the car, asshole.
Is she
Fucking
even listening to the
considerate.
show?
No, why would she be listening to the show? She's in her car.
I mean, does she ever listen to the show? So if she's not listening to the show, then I don't
You'd have
need
to ask
to
her.
be nice to her.
You'd have to ask her. I don't know. I don't ask her.
You've been listening to Usual Saints. We'll be right
All
back.
right. Bye. See you later. Love you too.
See you later. Love you too.
Why are you recording already?
See you later. Love you too. I want to make sure I
Fuck
got
you.
whatever you're saying.
Fuck you.
Welcome back to the Usual Saints. Jeremy wants to fuck me. What's new? I mean, 27 years of this. I mean, it's bordering on harassment at this point, Jeremy. No.
Anyway,
Hey, did I tell you that I messaged 2 porn stars to see if they wanted to be on the show?
no, you didn't. How'd that work out?
One messaged me back and said, her name's Katie Mercury. I'm a big fan of her work. She said, let's see. Sorry, hon, I don't do podcasts with anyone unless it's for close friends because I don't meet up with random people from social media. And I explained it would be via Zoom and no worries if she still can't, but we all live in different cities, so we all do on Zoom anyway. So I haven't heard back yet, so we'll see what happens there. I messaged, remember Kat from Big Brother, the one that always seemed kind of flighty? She was the blonde girl a few seasons ago, Catherine Dunn.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't heard back from her. I messaged Aurora. Oh, you know that name?
No.
Oh, come on,
Aurora
Jeremy.
who?
Aurora
Wait,
Snow.
Aurora
Do you
who? Oh.
Snow?
Yeah, she's not. Yeah. Uh-huh.
You don't watch a lot of porn?
No.
You need to watch more. Maybe I'll get some of the male actors so you'll know their names. But she was in porn.
Might be a good
She-
interview. Just saying.
Maybe she was big in porn. Like, you know, they
Yeah.
have a shelf life. It was probably like for a decade or so. Like if you listen to Stern, he plays this they used to, they don't do it anymore because he's more sophisticated now. They used to play this drop and it's like a that kind of thing. That's Aurora Snow. And so you know, that's a cool little bit of trivia. Now she's like a writer. She writes for like I don't want to misquote and say the wrong daily because I know there's a few different things. Oh, here you go. Daily Beast. So she's written 100+ articles for the Daily Beast. So I think beyond the porn stuff, and again, I leave it kind of to our guests to answer what they want and talk about what they want. You know, with our last one a few weeks ago, Effa, she brought up the porn actors and whatnot. That was interesting, you know, because she was more free and whatnot. But I don't want to talk to people just about one thing. I want to talk about a lot of things. So if she does write back, I think that'd be a really cool interview. And I have a voice actor, Isabella Tugman, that I reached out to, and she said she'd love to be on the show, but she's in some sort of transition now, probably I imagine homes or jobs or something like that. And so she sent a message in October when things settle down. And I said, sure, I'm just bad at remembering. So if I don't remember, you can feel free to reach out to me and we'll get it set up.
I'm sure that'll be on the top of her mind.
She said perfect. So we'll see. We got a few more things to cover if we want to cover them. If we cover them all, we won't have much. We have to add some more things to put in the Harley episode, which aired last week. This time travel thing's really confusing. Okay, with all these multiverses and everything. Let's see. Did you hear about the Japanese guy who killed his parents because they were interrupting his anime viewing time?
I did not until I saw your article. Made me think. I didn't realize the local story we had here with the kid who killed his parents was 10 years ago, like last week.
The hammer
Well,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I was looking at my phone. I'm like, holy shit, that was fucking 10 years ago. God
Yeah.
damn, that doesn't seem that long to me, but I guess it is.
It was
But
actually
yeah, I mean,
mentioned. It was mentioned in an article I was reading. I feel like it was BuzzFeed does the listicles and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's either BuzzFeed or something like that. It was like like people. I think it was like no, I don't want to say it was because I read a lot of articles like that. It was either like the really weird things you don't know about, like the savage things that happen that you don't know about, or something like, because I'm thinking I'm mixing John Wayne Gacy standing next to Rosalind Carter with the Hadley is the name, right? I think with that story. But regardless, it came up in a listicle, and I was like, huh, it's weird to see something that local. I mean, for me, and obviously for you, for different reasons, but it's just like you said, 10 years ago. I mean, that it seems like it was just yesterday. Was it really 10 years ago?
Yeah, it's fucking 10 years ago.
Oh my god.
Well, on the same token, I mean, I'm sure people know you're obsessed with death. We talk about it every week. But so we both read the book. I don't remember. I'm not going to remember the name of the book. For
which one? About the Bureau serial killers, Innocent Prey.
Same thing. I mean, excellent book, by the way. If anybody can find a copy of it anywhere.
I have one. Yeah. How about you get it back and fuck it to me? Get me my fucking copy back. And get me the one that you showed me. The one you showed me that you owe me. That's up there. And give me my $7. I want the $7. Anyway. Jeremy, I'm going to kick you out of the league if you don't Apple Pay me $7 fucking dollars. Millionaire. Send me the $7.
I'm not a fucking millionaire. I'm working on it. Anyway, even reading that, talking about the beaches that he was at, or the buildings where he picked up girls, or where they were dumping bodies. I mean, one of the stories was like they lived off of 66th Avenue, and that's the fucking road I drove on every day to get to fucking school. I mean, it was it's surreal. I mean, it's, because usually it's pretty abstract, but I mean, that, obviously hit home a little bit for where it was. My mother-in-law actually went to school with one of the guys. And then obviously the Hadley one, knowing the family in real life, and that was just fucking just weird as hell. But I mean, that's what made me think of it. But this Japanese guy, it's just, what kind of mental illness allows you to think that's an appropriate response to someone, telling you no, or to stop doing something, to kill someone? It's just, there's an underlying issue there, and what the fuck is it?
That's not even what happened. If you read the article, the dad was like in his 80s, the mom's in her 80s, so he was watching anime. The guy in his 50s probably, whatever, and the dad asked for help to go to the bathroom, and the guy got pissed off and killed him. And then he went and killed his mom. And then if you read the article, and again, I don't know if it's mistranslation or just the guy being a psychopath, he seems, I didn't see any video recording or audio recording of it, but he seems like very matter of fact. Like, yeah, I did this because of this. So, normal psychology would lead you to say that's an abnormal response. So I feel like people, I'll even be kind to you, Jeremy. People like ourselves don't think that way. I'm not going to say you're abnormal today. I'll save that for next week. But since we're talking about kind of serious subject with the murder and everything.
Go fuck yourself.
So yeah, I mean, that was just a weird one. Like I come across all these articles all day that help me kind of figure out what we're going to talk about. And obviously I like funnier stuff, but just the weird shit. I mean, and like you said, when it's local, and what you mentioned about the fucking David Gore and Fred Waterfield, or whatever what his name was,
Like
the house they fucking lived in, where, yeah, you got a rat problem, I know. The house they lived in, it was made into, like, it was bulldozed or whatever, and it was made into I think a tennis court or something, or that's the house where last girl was, or something like that. It's off the 5th Street Southwest or 1st Street Southwest. I think 5th Street Southwest, in that little area right there. So I drove by one time. I think it was around 27th Avenue, and it's just weird to think about that. And the shack that they used to bring, he used to work at, or where they arrested Fred Waterfield, it was right off Oslo, right near Walgreens there. So, and now it's going to be made into something else, and that's a good thing, because you don't want things like that to be left as memorials unless they are actual memorials for victims or things like that.
Well,
So
I remember when they widened the road, they didn't realize the damn building was even still there until they started cutting down trees to widen the road. So it was a little weird.
Yeah, it's because it was like groves. Yeah, it is. It's strange, and when you, I mean, even to the point in the second book where I think David Gore talked about things, or maybe it was Fred, still bodies being buried in barrels out in the citrus groves that are still existent out west of 95, and no one can find them, and no one knows if that was true. David Gore's dead, and so who knows if that was true, but you can still think, like, I mean, you could go trespass on the private property and try to find them, but I mean, it's that kind of sick mentality when people think it's either funny, or how do you differentiate between the funny and the true things? You can't tell what a psychopath is being truthful.
I assume it was David, because Fred claims to have not been involved.
Yeah, but he had knowledge, right? So
sure, but I mean, he was at least there for the one.
Yeah, I know.
Part of it.
Yeah. All right, Jeremy, let's see. These are all your topics.
Bottom two we can leave for next week if you want to talk about it. But
all right, so talk about your top. Talk about your top two then. The one. What are you adding these for? What are they? Tell me about them.
So I know there's a large anti-vax, anti-mask community in the country, and I think part of the problem, at least to me, is that the CDC keeps fucking changing their stance on shit, which emboldens people to think that, well, they don't really know what the hell's going on. Yeah, they're saying it's safe, but they said, last week that if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask, but this week you do. Next week, you don't have to wear one. The CDC doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. So how can I trust that, this vaccine's actually safe just because they tell me it is? Because obviously they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because they can't, stick to one thing, and, it changes every week. I think that's some of what's feeding into the issues with a lot of the majority of the people that, don't trust that the science is true, that the virus is as bad as it is, or whatever, however you want to look at it. The changing of their guidelines and philosophies, and it just doesn't make things better. I mean, 2 weeks ago, oh yeah, your kids will be able to go back to school without a mask. And today, well, you know what? We changed our mind. Your kids should wear masks. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, have your shit together, know what you want to say, and, stop having to change your stance every week and a half. It's bullshit.
Right, but at the same time, you are a man of science-ish. You you know that things change, and not everything's going to be, easily figured out, especially something like this. So, I've been masked up the entire time. I've never stopped, but can you understand where they might be able to lessen it and then decide, whoa, this Delta variant is killing too many unvaccinated people, we should mask back up?
I can, but at the same time, can you understand where people, like, I have the vaccine, I've already gotten mine, but can you understand why people are concerned when, yep, the vaccines are fine. Ooh, wait, we got to stop giving Johnson & Johnson out because it does this. All right, it's good now. It's only certain people. Oh, wait, it might cause this syndrome. It's like, and it just, the people that have in their head that, hey, this came out too fast, or hey, this, this, any kind of predilection, I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say, predisposed to believe that, hey, this maybe isn't what it should be. When you start reversing your own opinions on shit, like the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, or the mask policy, or even where this virus came from, that's when people start to, those questions that might have been in the back of their head start to solidify as, hey, wait, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They keep changing what they're doing. Hey, you were telling us we're fucking idiots because we thought it started in China. Now you're launching an investigation into China because, yeah, it might have started in China and you were just wrong and bullshitting before. It's just that kind of uncertainty, and it just breeds into that mentality of, hey, maybe there is something to these theories or thoughts or conspiracies or whatever. The uncertainty and the message changing so much just breeds into that. And I can see how that happens. I'm not saying I am there, but I can see where it comes from.
I don't think there's ever been any question of it being from China.
Well, no,
You're
no.
talking about lab
From
in China. But in my opinion, these people are dumb to begin with, and they're looking for anything to latch onto to their beliefs or their things to where they want to hate government. Like this is a separate thing that I didn't even put on the list. I read an article today about I don't know if you saw it, a Parkland survivor.
It,
yeah. So the Parkland survivor, he's a kid. He just graduated. So he was sophomore, freshman at the time when it happened 3 years ago.
It was only 3 years ago? I thought it was much longer than that.
No, it's 2018, February 14th, 2018. So it's been 3 years. He graduates this year, and his dad is calling him an actor. What do they call it? It's a false flag operation that his own son was acting, and his dad is basically mentally abusing this child. I mean, now I think he's 18, or he's going to be out of the house this month anyway. He's moving out. But I mean, that's the type of people that we're dealing with when you're talking about the type of situation you're talking about with. Yeah, I get how guidance changing may be confusing, but at the same time, this was an emergency use vaccine. If that's going to be the thing, like, it's not going to be 100% that we know what's going on. Johnson & Johnson, especially, they found out there were blood clots. What do? They shut it down as soon as they can until they realized it was only like here and there, and then they reauthorized it for the emergency use. So, I mean, I feel like these are people who are trying to latch onto it. They're anti-government people like Ammon Bundy or whatever out in Oregon, whatever his name is. People who want to have a reason to think this way, and QAnon or anything like this kind of huge thing gives them that ability and reason to think the way they do. And I can't think like that. I can't agree with that. It allows people to espouse these beliefs that they already have in their head. It gives them like a platform, like QAnon and whatnot. I keep bringing that up, but I mean, it's a big one. It's the big one now.
Well, the other one I didn't put on the list, it might not be time sensitive by the time this airs. After the interview next week, this week, whatever.
August 8th, August 1st is the interview with Harley House.
Anyway, did you watch any of the coverage of what was happening in Cuba?
Cuba, is that where the Olympics are taking place? Or we skipped the Olympics thing?
Yeah, we did. This wasn't on the
list. No, Cuba. What's going on in Cuba?
So I guess it was 2 or 3 or 4 days ago. There was a protest throughout the country for hey, we're sick of this shit. We don't like what's happening. We want freedom, more or less. And government pretty much cracked down on it pretty hardcore. Obviously, because that's what they do, because that's the type of regime it is. And our government didn't really reply. There was talk of maybe thinking about sanctions, but when the government's cracking down on protesters, and that's usually something where our government would get behind pretty quickly. But because certain politicians have shown, well, look at Cuba, they have this healthcare system, and yeah, maybe not. The people aren't real happy with what's happening there. Maybe your ideas aren't as great as you think they are. It seems like the response was not what I would have hoped or expected from a human rights kind of position. But
yeah, I didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
CNN didn't show the video.
I don't watch CNN. I get my news from other sources. Is Zeppo Castro still in charge down there? What's his name? I know Fidel's dead. Is the other Castro brother in charge?
Raul was his brother. I don't know if he's still in charge or not.
I don't even know. See, I don't know who's in charge down there. I know Haiti's president died. I don't know what's going on down there. I was looking at a map of the Caribbean. I never knew like all those little islands are down there, like right below. Like I know Cuba's there, and there's like Dominican Republic, Haiti, and I know Puerto Rico is out there somewhere. But then there's like all these little islands that are right off the coast of South America. You forget South America is so far shifted. Like below Florida, straight down is pretty much what Colombia or Panama. Right there, like straight down. You know what I mean? Isn't it? Like so, I don't know. I'm just
still left, but
I don't know. I'm just thinking map of the world. But yeah, I didn't know anything about Cuba, and I don't want anyone to get hurt down there. So hopefully, not too many are getting hurt, arrested. Yeah, I don't agree with it. Because I'm a big believer in political beliefs, even though I disagree with political beliefs. But I'm a believer in allowing people to protest and things like that non-violently. So it depends on what's going on. I just don't know any information about that. So.
Bunch of French guys are out there swinging loaves of bread around too. So I guess they're
all right,
and protesting.
All right, so I think we covered everything on the list. You got anything else we want to talk about? Because dinner's ready and I got to go eat.
Oh, when I had to go do something, it was look at this asshole. Now you're ready to go somewhere, so now it's okay.
I mean,
this works.
I always say, look at that asshole when I'm looking at you. I don't know. It's not just one thing when you have to go somewhere or something like that. All right. So let's see. Go to our website, usualsaints.com. You can see the, I don't know, whatever Heather made. You can see the interview with Harley Helsing we did last week on the website. Go to follow our social media, The Usual Saints.
That's the one Vinny can make time for, right?
Yes.
Right.
That's the one he can make time for last week. Call us 240-724-6877. Yeah, just find us wherever and hit us up, usualsaints@gmail.com. Just share, follow, like, listen, all that kind of shit. Get the word out there. Oh, I'm going to MegaCon. But I think, will I record a show before I go to MegaCon? We're gonna have to talk about that. MegaCon is August 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. No, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Thursday to Sunday. So I didn't get the media passes, which I assume you didn't either, and I assume you're gonna say you can't go for whatever reason. But I'm gonna try to record something, but we're gonna have to do another episode when I get back. Probably that Monday or Tuesday and do something real quick.
You should get yourself some business cards.
Yeah, I was going to print some out and hand them out. I actually was thinking about doing some sort of recording because they say you can't record at the show unless you have media credentials. And so if you are found recording, you can get in trouble. I was going to reach out to some of the people who are going to be there. And I don't know if it would be a separate podcast or an interview I would put in this podcast. I would be like, hey, so what do you think about, I thought a separate podcast would be great, like drunk interviews with celebrities. Just offer to buy them drinks at a bar of their choosing.
That might get expensive.
I think that'd be hilarious. You know what I mean? Like bring like someone like Ray Park, Darth Maul, and just go, and that guy's crazy as is. Just like chatting, shooting the shit with him, and I think that would be great.
Yeah, I think you might have more luck just passing out some cards to people who might just be,
yeah, I might do that.
A little less on the popular side.
Oh yeah, totally.
Got to start on the low end.
Are you working those days?
Yeah, some of them, I think.
You guys got to come to MegaCon for at least one day. Come on, man. We're going all 4 days. Yeah. All right. So let me know. But yeah, follow, like, listen, share, subscribe. We're going to get some more interviews. We got Harley Helsing last week, and we have some more coming up like we talked about on the show today. Thank you, as always, for listening.
My oldest is going to some fanboy con or something.
Yeah, you told me about it. Ashley Eckstein's going to be there. I'm like, yeah, Ashley Eckstein's hot. So definitely get a picture with her. She's Ahsoka Tano's voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's who he wants to see.
Yeah, I know. He told me about it. He said it was like $80 for the picture. Yeah. I'm like, so go get it. She's awesome. So yeah, I'm a fan. You interrupted my closing. That's fine, Jeremy. So for Jeremy and me,
that's what I did.
Anything else you want to say? For Jeremy and me, Mike D. Thank you, as always, for listening to The Usual Saints.
Peace. What? That's what I
Okay.
do. It's called